Cedric D. Sanders.
100% real, raw, and uncut. Deadass.
Hello, my name is Cedric, and along with my beautiful wife, Connie, we'll be hosting my brand new podcast. That's what I said. I'm a retired Navy veteran that suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and we'll discuss how I cope with the mental illness through comedy and discussion. It's a podcast that will talk about everything from cryptocurrency to comedy. If we're worrying about the dollar going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it's still a dollar, guess what? The value of that means absolutely nothing. Cryptocurrency in itself is the future of money. From spirituality to cannabis. To have cannabis on the Schedule 1 list is bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. It makes absolutely no sense. If it's a seed that can be planted and it has healing properties in it, why the hell is it in Schedule 1? Last time I checked, cocaine don't have healing property in it. From interracial relationships, I don't have a problem with people talking about interracial relationships. People try to talk bad about my interracial relationship just to think that they can get under my skin. I mean, really, it don't bother me. I mean, let's not make, call a spade a spade. But if you have a problem with someone that's in love, it shouldn't matter the race of the person. It's mental illness in our community. The problem is people want to put labels on it. Everybody wants to put color on everything. And as soon as you put color on it, it gets treated differently. The money gets treated funny. Because if it's dealing with Asians, guess what? It's going to take a longer process unless those leaders step up and get into the president's face or U.S. leaders' face and say, this is a problem in our community. Not leaving one topic unturned. If you want to hear real, authentic conversation, interviews, and comedy, please take time to listen to That's What I Said, because I said what I said.
Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. Listen to That's What I Said. Available on your favorite podcast platform.
Y'all know what time it is. Turn up. That's what I said.
Welcome to another episode of That's What I Said with your host, Cedric Sanders. Giving you 100% authentic, real, raw, unapologetic truth with no filter. The broadcast starts now.
Hey, we back. It's Tuesday. Y'all already know what time it is. That's What I Said podcast live and direct on Tuesday. Sorry, I'm a little tardy, but I was on a phone call and had to talk some business. So yeah, everything is all good, y'all. Y'all catching it live right now. Y'all know y'all catching it at, whether it's on Facebook, Spreaker.com, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Peace and love to everybody. Make sure you add yourself and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'll do the callbacks later on in the podcast, but we gonna about to go in and put in this work. Y'all know what time it is. Huh?
I said absolutely.
There you go. Speaking to the mic. What's good, baby? How you doing?
It's good, babe. Happy anniversary again. Yesterday was our anniversary.
Whoop.
We was jet lagged like a mug.
Yeah.
Not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
We was jet lagged like a mug.
Yeah. But
Granddaughter celebrated her first birthday on Sunday on Easter. It was phenomenal being
another
there.
big hand. Yeah.
I mean, yesterday was Mama's birthday, Kiana's birthday, Graylin's birthday.
Man.
Like, too many.
Yeah, it was
the
a lot
month
of
April.
A lot of April.
We broke.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna tell you.
Whole lot of April birthdays. So
we broke in April.
Man. So shout out to little Braylon. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to my daughter Kiana. Happy birthday to my mom. Happy anniversary to my lovely wife. And
Shout out to Shannon and Don.
Man, shout out to Shannon and Don for
host
hosting
on
us.
Saturday,
Man, that host on Saturday, man. Yes, I'm talking a lot of shit, so I'm sorry, y'all. But I had a great weekend, a great time with my son and my granddaughter.
Yeah,
and then
my son came.
Yeah, we got to see my stepson, and we kicked it, man. It was cool in a fan. Man, just being able to be around my son and being able to see my granddaughter was outstanding. But to have the added amenities, to have great friends, people that you love genuinely, and to be able to just kind of just, not even skip a beat.
None.
Like, we never left.
Exactly.
It was,
and
man.
We've been going for 3 years.
Man, like, we've been rocking, man. And yeah, we've been gone for 3 years, but we still rocking. So shout out to Dom and Shannon. We love y'all to life, man.
Hell
and the
yeah.
kids, man, they look beautiful. Let me sip on my water and get ready to do this podcast like we always do. But we know we don't do this podcast without a quote today. So we got to shoot out the quote today real quick, fast, and hurry, because tonight is not going to be any different than any other time you listen to the podcast. So please make sure you tap in, you share, you hit that like button, you subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we about to go in on something that I actually absolutely love the topic and was kind of leery about doing it. But I wanted to do it because I think it holds its own weight in court, if you will.
Absolutely.
I bet on me. Real talk. I bet on me, period. That was just going to be the end of the podcast. I bet on me. But let me be honest and real. The only way you can bet on yourself is you have to stay consistent, not just in life, with your finances. Real talk. Staying consistent with who you are and what you do is priority. So I wanted to talk about it because I bet on me. I bet on me because of a lot of factors, but the main reason is because of staying consistent. If I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. If something happens to where I can't do it, I make sure I follow up on the next time I'm doing something, or even putting a post out on Facebook or social media of why something didn't happen, or send a text message of apology to someone if I was supposed to be somewhere and I didn't show up, whatever the case may be. You have to be consistent. You have to show your just everything about who you are when it comes to things in life. So I want to make sure
show up for yourself.
Yeah, you got to show up for yourself, period. You got to show up for yourself. But before we even get into the topic,
yes,
we got to do the quote.
So, y'all, this quote is a hitter. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently. Shout out to CodeRedLifestyle.com for the quote of the day.
So let's break this down, because I think some people are consistent in
doing things occasionally. I'm sorry. What?
I mean, that's what they're hearing right now is the crickets. Because at the end of the day,
gotcha.
If we are not abundantly clear,
for shame, they need to pay attention.
What is staying consistent in nothing that is going to be accomplished ever makes absolutely no sense. If you have habit of creation or habit of results, that's completely different. If you're staying consistent with the habit of results. But if you're not in the habit of doing things for results, then what is your habit? Literally, what are you doing? So I love this quote because it literally broke down what staying consistent is, what it is and what it ain't. Go ahead and tell them again.
Oh, goodness. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently.
Man, occasionally. That's funny how an occasion can literally just not be anything. And meaning you can have different types of situations where you're consistent with things that have no positive results in your life. But you will never stay consistent of those people that are actually producing or have these elements that can possibly help you or help other people. But you choose to stay away from those things because that's not something you consistently want in your life. But you consistently talk about those things that you don't have when those things are right there presented to you to help you be consistent in a positive direction. You choose to just be, I don't know, what's the word? You would just have the asshole audacity just to be consistent.
Said it again.
Yeah. You would have the ass audacity to just be consistent in something that really is not going to benefit you, yet complain about it.
What?
But complain about it. That makes absolutely no sense to nobody. You can't complain about being broke, but when there's somebody that is going to provide information that can help you with your current income or possibly motivate you to go in a different direction, you don't want to listen to that. You rather listen to somebody that is talking about how you can be with somebody that's rich or someone in a higher tax bracket, but you don't bring nothing to the table. Y'all can rather listen to that conversation or some reality star or, a social media influencer that typically wants your support, but will they support you?
Probably not.
Not kicking shade to social media influencers, because I absolutely love social media influencers. My thing is this: if you are consistently supporting somebody, when are you going to consistently support the things that you want to do? Because I guarantee you the monopolization that can happen to your life if you start supporting people that want to see you succeed, it's a totally different ballgame at that point. It's a totally different ballgame, because now you're not expecting someone to say, I don't think that's a good idea. You're expecting people to say that everything that you do is great, but you're not around the right people. So your consistency has to start with you.
You're going to have to run that back. I'm just saying.
Your consistency has to start with you, is what I'm trying to say.
Those folks in the back, I don't think they heard you.
Yeah, they deaf as hell. I don't like to repeat myself. So I just don't. I just think that most people that complain about certain situations, they can get out of those situations if they start having bad habits. But that's for another conversation. Maybe not. Maybe it's one of my steps as far as my experience with trying to get consistent and realizing that being consistent, the reward is always on the other side of the rainbow. That rainbow is just a lot shorter when you're consistent. I've been consistently doing this podcast for 5 years, not realizing that if I actually stay consistent, I might get sponsorship. If I actually stay consistent, my audience base will grow. If I stay consistent, I will actually have a team of people that will not only help with the whole progress of the podcast, but maybe actually say, hey, look, you're doing so great. We want to pay for your marketing. Hey, you're doing so good. Maybe you have a team that will help you with your topics as far as going down the rabbit hole and making sure you have pointers that let you know when you should go down the rabbit hole, just so that you can get your point across in a more effective way. Or you might just have a team of people that want to see your podcast grow to the point where they'll create your merch for you. Why am I saying all this? Because this is part of the announcements. Part of the announcements. Let's go down the rabbit hole, y'all. So this segment of going down the rabbit hole, which is a new segment, of course, with music, going down the rabbit hole, I have consistently done this podcast for 5 years. When I started this podcast, it was just a transverse from me doing Facebook Live videos. In that consistency, what ended up being produced was a podcast. I started doing the That's What I Said podcast about 2 years ago. That podcast has turned into an LLC, which has turned into greater and bigger things. The biggest part of this process was being consistent. To, clout chase or feel like I'm better than anybody else. No. I just feel like sometimes when you are original and you have your own platform and it's not talking about the so said this or the so said that, it's original. People like originality.
Absolutely.
People don't like consistent clout chasing ass people that want to just shoot shots at people that are great social media content creators and absolutely make you laugh. But it's always those haters. You know what I'm saying?
Always.
I've dealt with that. I've dealt with it so much to where I've learned how to grow, not just in doing consistent work on the podcast, but actually being the exact thing that I do, which is try to talk to people and help them or guide them in a direction and do research for them. If somebody comes to me with a dream or an admiration or whatever, I'm going to help them as much as I can. And most people feel like, oh, I know this is you're the right person to talk to because you actually care, or you actually know some things, or you actually have educated yourself, put yourself in a better situation. This helped me dramatically in getting sponsorship. This helped me dramatically in having my merch being created. That's going to be launched by the end of this month, if not before. Yes, I said it, merch. I will have all black hoodies with different sayings that are, that's what I said products. Period.
Woo woo. Can't wait.
So hopefully on the next podcast, I'll have those on and we'll wear them at every podcast so you can see the different ones we have. I believe we're only going to have 3 at this point. See where it goes, see how, things happen, and then go through a collective creation to create more. So appreciate that, my brother Vegas in the building. Oh, speaking of Vegas, I need y'all that's listening to the podcast or will listen to it later, whether it's live or not, to be ready to listen to my brother Vegas Hill and his very, very punctual, astute woman in his life. We all call her Blink. I will be interviewing these two. And the reason for the interview is something I haven't talked about in about a year on a podcast. Relationships. Good relationships. So April 29th, I'm going to need y'all to make sure y'all tap in and tune in because this interview is going to be one for the ages. It's going to be a conversation on successful relationships. And the reason why I chose these two is because their relationship is very, I can say, it's compassionate visually. You can see the compassion visually. You can see the motivation visually. You can see the happiness visually. I don't care what people think love may have to look like, whether it's organic love, black love, interracial love, midget love, dog love, whatever that love is for you. Don't want to pick and choose, but love should be genuine and wide open for people to see and experience how two people love each other. And this also is going to a deeper conversation. It's not going to just go into the surface of how people love each other. It's going to go into the deep conversation of how you go through things in a relationship and heal, not just yourself, but the partner you're with, just by your healing alone. So please make sure y'all tap in April 29th on that podcast. So the last announcement, let me sip my water because this is not a doozy or anything, but it's just, an announcement. The website I will have, no doubt, my brother, no doubt, I love you to life. The third announcement is a I wouldn't say necessarily big, because all the announcements to me are big because it involves the podcast. But I have an opportunity to make sure I shoot the podcast to other countries. So in that, I will be taking a conscious effort to make sure that not only is my podcast available here in the States, but available overseas. So next week, my video podcast will no longer be done from the platform that I'm doing them on and sent to Facebook to where, I can interact with everybody. It's going to go to a bigger platform so that I can do my videos and interact with everybody. The only difference is the look of it. The look you see now will be completely different. And I will start that next week. So next Tuesday, the podcast, the video version, will be completely different. What else is going to change? You got to tap in and tune in, because there's a lot of things that changed. I added a new segment without even announcing. We went down the rabbit hole. That was a large ass rabbit hole. Why are you bullshitting? But that was a rabbit hole. I needed to have this segment because, being transparent, because of my anxiety. I have things in my mind that I actually want to share and talk to people about that I can't really feel I can talk to everybody about. But at the same time, when it involves the company, when it involves the podcast, I have to be transparent with my audience. This is kind of one of the key pieces that made me be consistent or stay consistent. I have to make sure that I'm consistent 100% with me. And if I'm consistent 100% of me, that means I'm going to be 100% consistent with my audience base. Now, as we're going through this transparency line, you also have to realize that if your host of your podcast can't be 100% consistent, honest, and let's be a lack of better words, let's just say it all, transparent, then you're just liking the image and the attitude of this person without really not even knowing this attitude. You can actually go to a live event with this person and actually see them and think he's a complete asshole. Like, how in the ass audacity you actually treat me like an asshole when I listen to all your damn podcasts? Because they're not being transparent with you. They want you to like an image instead of a person. I'm just who I am. Let's be real. Babe.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Real, raw, uncut, unfiltered, authentic, consistent, loving, supportive.
Hey, whoa. That's foreplay. Stop. That's foreplay.
I'm sorry. I'm just
that's
telling
foreplay.
the audience just some of what you are.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I guess,
gotta
it's,
give you your flowers while you're here, sir.
I appreciate it. Talking about while I'm here, like somehow, some way, you have plotted my death.
Absolutely not.
All right. Moving right along.
Absolutely not.
This woman. So.
It's because I love you.
I understand. I know. Okay. So with that being said, y'all, tonight's topic, as I try to break down this orange or peel.
There we go.
Or peel back the layers of this. Appreciate that like. I appreciate that like. Yeah, he said, and don't forget, don't give a damn. That's absolutely true. Absolutely.
He cut me off, Vegas. I wasn't done talking. He just didn't want to hear the rest of all the things. So he knows how I feel.
I'm going to talk about this topic and not be distracted. Thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Although I know I am an asshole. That's not a questionable thing.
No, that's a reality.
That is a reality. But to go into these steps actually kind of breaks back the fiber of one of the first steps I did. One of the first steps was being transparent with me. And I had to have a conversation with my wife. Y'all know how these conversations go, because I feel like when you have a topic on a podcast, you have to break down, how did this really work for you? So this is how it really worked for me. When me and Connie decided, well, I can't even say it like that. I almost screwed up the whole thing. So this is what happened. When I moved from Ohio, I've been knowing Connie for, at that point, it had been 16 years?
No.
No, it was more than that.
No. Yes, 16 years.
16 years. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I felt like, this is pretty much my best friend. Not consistently in conversation, but usually when we get into conversation, we just pick right up.
Absolutely.
So I was like, yo, I know you're in Washington State and I need a favor. I need you to help me look up what rent was going to be, because I don't have the exact, internet signal, blah, blah, blah. She was like, what are you talking about? I was like, I'm trying to move to Washington State as quick as possible with me and my son. I'm trying to get him back up to where his mom is so he can have a relationship with not just me, with her, and him not being far away. And I'm coming up to, Washington State. Anyway, no. You can come stay with me. I have an extra bedroom. You talking crazy. You didn't even ask. And I feel offended. We are friends. And I was like, what the fuck? All right, fine. So about 3 weeks go by. 2 weeks. And it's D-Day. We leave, we drive, we get to Washington State, and staying with someone turned into staying with someone. What ended up happening broke down the very fiber of what we're talking about. Being transparent. And being transparent, I had to be transparent with her so she can try to be transparent with me, as she was already having to be transparent because now she was in a relationship, a whole ass relationship.
Yeah.
Mind you, we got there in August. I was in a relationship in August. No, it wasn't August. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was August. It was August. Because, our first 4th of July was not until the following 11 months. So, yeah, August. Why am I saying all this? Why is it like blah, blah, blah? Being transparent is, to me, one of the most important things in getting in a relationship and staying consistent, even financially, because it's a piece of that puzzle, too. I'll be quick. Being transparent, you have to understand that you have to be vulnerable to you before anybody else can be vulnerable to you. You can't have other people vulnerable to you when you can't be vulnerable to yourself. A lot of people say, oh, men don't cry.
That's a lie.
People can call me weak, but I cry. I really cry about me, about what I've gone through and what I just never just made a big spectacle of. And then facing it and having to just deal with it and just be the authentic person that I am and not change nothing. That'll be a conversation later. I'm not going to talk about that now because it doesn't bother me. It's just,
it's a big one.
The situation that it involves a lot. And I really don't want to hurt nobody's feelings by talking about this because I actually genuinely give a fuck. I really don't give a damn, but I actually do generally give a fuck. And people say that's a double negative. Really?
I was just going to say, how you
It's really not,
contradicting
because
yourself?
I'm going to break it down to you like this. I care more about people than I care about what they think of me.
You have a big heart.
Let that marinate. I give a fuck about people that hate me.
And that's sad. Because they don't give a fuck about you.
They hate me for reasons that it can't be mathematically figured out.
Because that math don't matter.
A negative times a lie is a fucking lie. A positive times a lie is a lie. A lie divided by a truth is a lie. A lie minus a lie is a negative lie. And eventually what happens with people that lie, they have to live that lie. And now it's a part of themselves. And now when they say other people are crazy around them, think about the people that lie, that live in that lie.
And have to keep remembering.
And keep remembering, lie. Oh, I hate this motherfucker. No, you're a whole dumbass. You done created a lie and a paradigm that only you live in. And now you have allowed other people to live in that lie to where now you believe that shit.
And you have other people believing that.
And you have other people believing it. And then what happens if that gets broken down, like you breaking down, you breaking down the Philly. And you taking the guts out and you filling it with that good. And then you rolling it up and peace piping that shit around.
Truth serum.
Let me marinate for a minute.
It's coming out somewhere.
So being transparent is key. Financially, being transparent allows you to really kind of see how wide open you are financially. Meaning if you overspend, if you have bad debt practices, whatever the case may be, you'll be able to pinpoint where your mistakes are and acknowledging the habits that you have so that you can try to eradicate those mistakes. And we're going to talk about habits next, just so that you know, because you have to develop good ones. Developing good habits gives you a pinpoint idea, or I can say it gives you a bullseye on your habits. It really gives you a bullseye on your habits because it gives you a point of reference. And you need a point of reference. When you start trying to be consistent, you need to figure out what your flaws are and what are not your flaws. And the things that are not your flaws, these are the things that can help you get rid of a lot of the things that are making things habits. And the reward for me is realizing that, yes, I acknowledge that I can be an asshole sometimes. But I needed to make sure I curb people's appetite by not always being an asshole and being the genuine person that I am, that I give a fuck. The problem is that I got to the point where I knew people didn't care about me and I would hurt them just as bad as they hurt me. And now they hate me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, revenge on that sometimes really
no, I was an asshole.
Affects you, but it destroys the other person.
I was an asshole that had the ass audacity to feel bad about how I did people. How am I gonna feel bad about how I did people when they did it to me first? I was playing that tit for tat petty shit. Mm-hmm. Oh, you're gonna cheat on me? Okay, I'll cheat on you, but I'm gonna do it 10 times worse than you did. I'm gonna make you remember this shit. Like, oh, you want to go out and have sex with another dude? Okay, bet. I'm gonna have sex with your best friend.
Uh-oh.
And I'm gonna shoot up the club.
Oh.
No bodyguard. I'm shooting up the club. That's how much of an asshole I was. And I'm not gonna, if people want to know the breakdown of that, I'll give it. So I had a girl cheat on me. I knew she cheated on me because not only did other people tell me she did, she cheated on me with someone that I work with that was a spouse of somebody I work with.
Wow.
Now, we were just dating. And it bothered me because it bothered the other person. So everybody was like, well, like when they hear the story, they were like, well, why didn't you just have sex with the girl? Are you serious? There was a saying that I lived by back in, I don't know, it was in the late 90s. Dude told me, he's like, you never fucked a hired help.
You don't shit where you eat.
You don't shit where you eat. And you don't lick the ice cream from the same machine that you do maintenance on. I was like, damn, okay. And I took that to heart. I took it to heart. Like, completely took it to heart. But what I did was kind of shitty. Because it bothers this person to this day. Even though it's been rectified, we didn't have conversations and laughed about it and, like, I guess had revenge sex with each other. I don't know what the hell you want to call it, but it was some weird shit like that. The point is that I was transparent enough, not because of the conversation and I apologize and everything else like that, because of who I am. I felt bad. I wanted to be this egomaniac of a man. Ain't nobody gonna fucking cheat on me. Bet. You gonna cheat on me? I'm gonna do something worse. I'm gonna fuck your friend. And I'm gonna make her talk to you about it. And that's how she found out that I had sex with her friend, because her friend told her. I didn't have to.
Bold move, sir.
No, that's how much of an asshole I was, because I knew she was going to talk to her.
Whew.
See,
are they still best friends?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have not talked to her in like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's been about 10 years.
We'll keep it that way.
I mean, you feel insecure?
No, I'm just saying.
We'll keep it that way.
Yeah, you ain't talked to her in 10 years. Ain't no point in talking to her now.
It ain't like something gonna happen. It's just the fact that, you know, we knew who each other was based off of our experience. The same person. That's why we can never be in a relationship. Like, ever. And respected that. Going forward, it allowed me to be consistent with being transparent, because that's a reward for me. I knew who the fuck I was with. I wasn't never beating her. She was the final boss. Let me rewind that. She was the final boss. No matter what I did, no matter what I said, no matter what I wanted to do, I was never going to defeat the final boss.
She always trumped you.
She trumped me and I re-trumped her.
And she trumped you again.
Only to be re-trumped in conversation, to only me trumping her. And what happens? What's that movie that Will Smith was in, where he was the superhero?
Oh, shoot.
Hancock? Hancock. It was Hancock. I literally met a spiritual sister that we was both attracted to. We was both attracted to each other, but at the same time, we both benefited from being together, even though it ended in a fucked up situation. That's the only thing I can think of that's the reason why. Because it makes sense to me. Because gaining that knowledge, I became a better person in relationships. Still had shitty ones. And the reason why I had shitty ones is a lot of the times you're attracted to people. You're not attracted to shitty people. You're attracted to shitty mindsets. Because deep down inside, and you'll never tell yourself this, I can fix that person. How? It's not your insecurity to fix, but I can lead them in the right direction. Okay, Dr. Phil, dumbass. Then what? They realize they don't like your ass and cheat on you? Yeah, that's typically what happens, dummy. That's what happens with these Captain Save-A-Ho ass people. That's why they can never be consistent. You're too busy wanting to save other people instead of you. So being transparent is a whole breakdown. And then developing, good habits, you have to realize that those habits graduate into a better person once you recognize that those habits are something that's going to have a better result. I have a habit of wanting to make more money.
That should be everybody's habit.
Let's be real.
But it's not.
And everybody says that, money is not, the biggest thing and it's the root of all evil and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to pay somebody else's bills. I'm not trying to rent from somebody. Ever. Ain't nobody gonna rent from me. I ain't trying to be somebody's landlords. I ain't cleaning no toilets. I ain't trying to change them out either. But what you're not going to do is think that I'm going to be okay with the fact that you know this much about me and not capitalize off the knowledge I've given you. There's people that are in my life that only want to capitalize off of the things I talk about or the topics I create or what's being said during the creation of the podcast, whatever. That's all they want to be around for is that creation. They don't want to be around for nothing that we can build together. If we can't build nothing, how are you having relationships with people that you can't build from? That's another conversation. You can't build from a broken house, bro. You can't build from a broken house. People say, what? You can't build from a broken house. I'm going to tell you why. That's a dream. You're still in that broken house tomorrow. You can't build from a broken house because the opportunities that you want to have is from a broken space. You dreaming. Because tomorrow, you still in that broken house.
Dreaming, wishing, and hoping.
Get your Bob the Builder on, huh? But real talk. Opportunities come from people that realize what they have in front of them. You can be in a broken house and still be a builder if you acknowledge the fact that you're in a broken house and you don't want to be there no more. If you keep giving the opportunity of saying, oh, by the way, I like being here, and saying that I like being here means that you're not trying to get out of here. You're always going to be stuck. You're always going to be stuck. Yes, I understood everything, sissy.
Sissy in the building. What's good?
Peace and love to the third member of the
3 C's.
The 3 C's.
We all here.
This is being brought to you by Coffee Cup Conversation.
Sponsored by the 3 C's.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang, C gang. Anyhow, what the fuck?
Oh my God, what the hell?
I said that because we have to allow ourselves to graduate from a very negative place in our lives that we don't want to give acknowledgement to. That acknowledgement is the key factor of being able to say, you know what? I love myself enough to say, fuck you. I'm never doing that shit again. But in being consistent, you have to have that conversation with the said person that is allowing you to fail. But we don't want to understand failure because we don't think we're failing. We just railroad ourselves through another obstacle. So we don't look at failure. We look at the opportunity of which we failed to try to achieve the things that we don't need to fail again from. That's a big ass Band-Aid, huh? Let me sip my
That bitch
water.
gonna hurt when you take it off.
Let me sip my water.
Yeah. Dude.
Because we in the generation of people that like to rip Band-Aids off and pick scabs. So I'm going to pick this scab for you. The third element of being able to actually be consistent is the one thing that keeps bothering you from one day to the next. And you, as the individual dealing with the same bullshit every day, don't want to change it. You know what that same reality is that you keep not wanting to identify with, not trying to remove it. And the reason why you don't try to remove it is because it's consistently in your life as a damn distraction. If you can't remove distractions, you'll never be consistent. Consistency and distractions don't even belong in the same sentence together. They're not even peanut butter and jelly. They're actually like eggs and tuna fish with a lot of pickles and some jelly on top of cucumbers and probably like, I don't know, 4 layers of garlic.
Pickled pig's feet.
Pickles, pig's feet, yes. A whole lot of rotten tomatoes and some other shit.
That's a cesspool.
Yeah.
Ugh.
When
No
we can
thanks.
actually understand the element of removing distractions, a lot of people will actually be more successful in their life, not because of the fact that they're never distracted. It's because they'll be able to answer to those people that are trying to distract them, to guide them the fuck away from them so that they can be consistent with what they're trying to build. It's never going to come out that way until you realize the fact that those people that have those issues that you pay attention to that really don't serve you, it doesn't help them. You'll never be successful. You're being successful by allowing the people you love to be transparent with you with what's going on with them than to have people that just want you to just, I know you just met me, but I'm about to get evicted and I need like $1,300. Can you help me?
The fuck?
I just met you. The fuck?
Hold up. No.
Who the fuck are you again?
Yeah, for real. I was just about to say, who is you? And you need what? No. This bank broken, motherfucker.
You got to make sure that,
This bank is broke.
I mean, like, period.
Because if I just met you and you already asking me for $1,300, no, you can get the fuck up out of here.
Hey, shout out to Kansas City in the building. I love this podcast right now. I got Kansas City in the building, New York up in this piece. I got Texas by way of Kansas City up in here piece. I mean, that's just a lot of people up in here. That's just on the live. That's not, I'm not even talking about who's streaming. We allow people in our life that think that we're the pocketbook of their bad decisions. They know we got our financial situations all the way together, and then all of a sudden they want to come around and be like, hey, things been hard right now. No shit. You've been talking about this for like, I don't know, 10 months. 10 months, years. You ain't never changed nothing. I mean, she's like codes like Silicon, like that ass. I mean, bank is closed broke, like Silicon Valley Bank broke. Facts.
Damn, sissy.
It's facts. It's
is.
like you get to a position where you've always been. You still taking care of the people you love. You still chilling with your friends. You still going out. You still enjoying life. But then you got people that you was doing all this stuff around, and they come up because they realize, oh, they taking care of themselves. You know what I'm saying? They doing it. But damn, my light's about to get cut off. I need to ask them if I can, get maybe 100. They've been on the phone with another nigga saying this conversation. Just so you know. They trying it with them to see if it's gonna work. And if they be like, yo, I mean, if you can get it, I mean, that's cool. What happened? All right, man, I'm gonna call you back. They hang the phone up and they dial them damn digits.
Show right on that one.
Hold on, where's my button at? And I ain't played this button in a minute, but I got to.
Really, nigga?
I mean, stop. You're a distraction. You ain't helping nobody. You ain't even helping yourself. It's like, when are you going to listen to the people around you that want to see you succeed? Maybe a better conversation is if they don't want to see you succeed, why are they your friends?
Uh-oh. I don't think they heard you.
Parlay, I need a drink.
Repeater.
If you're around people that don't want to see you succeed, why are you around them? Can we break that down? Because that's a major distraction, and a lot of people don't even think it's a distraction, but really it is. If you're in the progress of creating something that you know for a fact resonates with you, is an abundance of not just information, but just a gratitude of saying, I acknowledge me, and you don't have nobody to support you? Has your foot ever itched to the point where you like figured out what's making that itch happen and you get rid of it and it never itched like that again? Have you ever like realized that if I just sit down long enough, it's actually going to hurt? But if I actually am productive in doing some of these things, I should be good, right? I'm going to tell you right now, not with people that really don't want to be successful or do the hard work to get there.
That's a fact.
They're going to bend on your ear because, let's be real, you're not trying to hear all that, I got to work for this person, or I got to do this for this, or I got to make money how I make it. No, you ain't listening to that. What you listening to is the reality. I got responsibility, so I'm going to do what I got to do. If I create a business so that I'm not working for somebody else and create that financial backing and that income so that I don't have to rely on that person, now what am I doing? Oh, that's right. I'm being my own bank.
Taking care of you.
I'm borrowing from me so that me can grow, because even when I borrow from me, I'm still making me money.
And being consistent in the process.
But we keep having these people that's in our lives that always want to borrow from our success. Why don't you stop showing people your success and talking about it? And people like, why should I? I should be able to post what I want to post and show people how happy I am. You're absolutely right. You should. But let's have a real conversation. Cognac to cognac. Bourbon to bourbon. Whatever it is you smoking, let's have a conversation. We're in a day and age where people absolutely don't like you because of the successes you have, and you know why? Success is not created without failure. That failure is still happening for them. If you're being consistent, it barely happens to you, right? Let me sip my yak. Let's be real. You can be successful and have a great job, have the opportunities to be able to purchase a home and live comfortably and be happy in the city and state that you live in. But other people are not. Some people can appreciate the city and state that they live in, but not the state that they're in. Let me rewind that. The people that like the city and state that they're in are happy because they've been able to manage the city and state that they're in. The people that don't like you are living in a city and state that they can't even really understand because of the state that they're in. We have to recognize that people are going to try to bank off of your successes because of their failures. Not because of the fact that they want to be better. They just want to get out of it faster. Better and faster.
And every time they see you succeed, they trying to one-up you. Every time.
So, you're right. Damn right about that. You are so right about that.
I don't know where the hell that just came from.
I mean, damn.
But damn, that shit was right on time.
Hey, like, hold on. I gotta
Bang, bang.
I gotta play it. Like real talk. Shit like that. I mean, damn. So, man, let that breathe. Let's let that breathe. Bang, bang.
Face first.
Shit. Shit like that.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
That, yeah, you broke that down right there. I ain't gonna even lie to you, baby. That was it. So you gotta remove distractions. You really do. So people would like to say, okay, what's the distraction? Social media, TV, or anything that makes you feel that you ain't shit. I'm sorry, do I need to repeat it? Because you are shit. You are the shit. Don't let nobody tell you ain't shit, because you are the shit.
I think I just had this conversation with someone earlier.
You are consistently the shit so much that, you know what? It don't matter when people don't give a shit, because it ain't your shit. How about that?
And because you matter.
How about that? Stop worrying about what everybody else thinks of you and start worrying about what you think of you. Because the only real you is you.
Well,
if they don't like you, fuck them. That don't mean you and them got to be together.
you're right. Sure, right.
Because I know a lot of people that want to be with you. I want to be with people that love to be them. Just who they are. Just who they are.
You're right.
You can't be around people that's trying to fake it to make it. Trying to be around you just because they want to include themselves in your prosperous life.
Fucking energy.
I will fart in a balloon
Sucking
and squish the
vampires.
hole in your mouth and let all the air go in your face. Shut the whole hell up.
Ew. 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 Ew.
It don't make no. I don't understand why we as black people, or I should say, just us as people, why we gotta look at another person and be like, I don't like you, or just be around certain people that just do shitty shit and be like, I don't like you,
And don't even know anything about you.
You don't know shit about
Don't
me.
Know you.
I actually washed my ass today. Are you serious?
In any respect, they don't know you, but yet don't like you. Okay.
Like, bruh, I actually washed my ass today. What did I do for you not to like me? I stink? Oh, it's what's coming out of my mouth. It's because of how much I know. It's because I'm in a better situation than you. Bruh, don't let it be that. Don't let it be that. Won't you be the boat in the water? And when you turn your engine on, everybody looking at the way that your bubbles kick off the boat because you going at the speed that's comfortable for you. If I'm not the speed that's comfortable for you, get the fuck off the boat, bruh. Respectfully. I mean, like, let's be real. You can't be consistent on worrying about who's in your boat.
As long as the motherfuckers ain't drilling holes.
I mean, shit. You're going to have people that's going to drill some holes now. Let's be real. But are you going to let them people drill holes
Throw their ass
that's in
overboard.
your boat?
You did.
There's people that will backstab you and you think they're your best friend when you ain't even done the inspection. What's the inspection? Are they loyal? No. A lot of people don't even realize that loyalty is the key thing that gets us messed up in this world. It is the key thing because we're not paying attention to loyalty. We're paying attention to our happiness, what we haven't had in a long time. This person vibes with me. They don't give a shit about you. The people that give a shit about you is actually people that actually call you or actually try to physically come see you when they know something's wrong with you. And even if they have no idea something's wrong with you and you reach out to them to let them know that something's wrong with you, they're actually there for you.
1,000%.
Not nosy there.
100. 1,000%.
They 1,000% there for you. They're not trying to figure out, oh, how this happened. No, they actually want to know where you at, what the number is, where you at, when you gonna be back, are you coming back? It's like so many parameters. It's like they want to know that you're gonna be safe. We can't have those conversations because a lot of people, in being consistent, they realize that everybody's life is the way it is. When you're not consistent, it's being nosy. When you're not being consistent, it's how can I look better than them? Despite what they're going through, I want to look better than them. Why? How does that benefit you? I'm confused. It's like we don't have people that actually care about us because they think you don't care about them.
It's like that. It's almost like a Keeping Up with the Joneses version and Hatfields and McCoys.
I'm done. I mean, you said real. Hatfields and McCoy. That's telling my age. Ain't that a bitch? Hey.
I know that other club, the Uphill Club, is coming, but damn.
Yeah, that's real.
I mean, for real though, when you think about it and the way you're breaking this stuff down, I was just sitting here thinking, like, what is the dynamic with this? Like, it's almost like a Keeping Up with the Joneses and a Hatfield versus McCoy type situation,
right?
Because everybody is always trying to one up each other or be on the level of keeping up with all the celebrities and everybody and having to have all the brand name shit and the biggest this and the most expensive this and man, get the fuck out of here. I am who I am. Period.
You're right. Real talk. That's real.
Period.
Like, that's real. Because at the end of the day, if people can't accept you for who you are, why are you around them?
Exactly.
Why are you around them? So lastly, I'm going to go into this and then we're going to kick up out of here. Let y'all enjoy y'all rest of y'all evening. But the last, I think, step into this process, I've only said 4. And I think these 4 are important. And the reason why I think these 4 are important is because, well, I haven't said 4. I said 3. I haven't said the 4th one yet. But I just think that it's important to have these 4 things because it will guide you in the right direction to the opportunities to say, I can understand my fallacies in doing certain things because they fall within these 4 parameters. The last one, I think, is like the nail on the head. Hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself accountable. If you're going to be consistent and you hold yourself accountable, trust me, everything that you are trying to create and do is going to actually work out. When you say you don't feel like doing something and the opportunity comes up and you ended up wanting to go to sleep and you slept through the opportunity, and when you woke up, you found out somebody else got the opportunity and now you mad because you fell asleep, that's holding yourself accountable. Because you know deep down inside, you really didn't want to go to sleep. You wanted to put yourself in the availability category to where you wanted to keep creating. You wanted to put in that work because you didn't get to today because you still got a 9 to 5. You got to take care of your things you got to do. But in the creation phase, you didn't push it off. And somebody that does things way less than you do is getting the accomplishments of the things that you do actually put the work in to do. That's going to bother you. I don't give a damn who you are. But you got to hold yourself accountable. And everybody said that's like the lottery. You're picking sides, or you're making choices, or exactly like my brother said, the fear of failing. It's like you're doing all these things instead of embracing it. You have to embrace all the things that come against you, because in the creation of success, you're going to realize that if you don't acknowledge the fact that I'm going to hold myself accountable for things, regardless if it's a good or bad decision, you're going to always have that fear of failure because you're never going to acknowledge the fact that I'm holding myself accountable.
And success doesn't happen overnight.
It don't. It really don't.
Give yourself a break, time to breathe, but don't stop creating. Period.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think in being consistent, you have to realize that you have to accept failure. It's there. Things that we don't accept that's there, you're just having cognitive dissonance to fail. You have created a barrier around yourself to where you know you're going to fail and you know you're going to start over, but you're going to do it this way, even though it's insanity because you've been doing it that way for like ever. I'm mad we said it together. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. But to me, I think, to be honest with you, when I started holding myself accountable and being upset because I knew I was doing things to prevent myself from growing, I changed it. It's like you can't go from the evolution of wanting to create a podcast to never getting sponsorship or creating merch or whatever just because you want to get your hustle on. This ain't even a hustle. This is a passion for me. I love talking about being in a better element financially in life and in everything that we do, relationships and health, everything. But you have to do things that's going to benefit you instead of the things that actually are just habit forming that are not benefiting you. You're not being consistent with success. You're consistently doing things that keep you stagnant. That's a problem. It's a problem. How are you holding yourself accountable if you realize that it's keeping you in a situational just stuck here? Not doing nothing else. I'm just stuck here. Yet you complaining about wanting to be over there, but you stuck here. You stuck right here. And you comfortable because guess what? The next week when you come back and you look at this, guess what? You still here. You ain't done shit. You don't want to do nothing. You don't want to progress or graduate from the bad things, whatever. You just don't want to do nothing but complain. That's what people that don't stay consistent do. They complain.
There we go.
And absolutely, Body, my brother is speaking the truth right now. If you was born broke, not your fault. But if you died broke, that's all your fault. Period. There is so many different avenues and ways to not even just graduate to a higher tax bracket or get into a higher tax bracket, but to create passive income so that you can be in that higher tax bracket. Yes, everybody wants to talk about the dollar failing. Yes, everybody wants to talk about how bad 401ks are. Yes, everybody wants to talk about affiliate marketing. No, not everybody thinks affiliate marketing is a pyramid scheme. Here's a fact for you. If somebody presents something to you, instead of saying you think it's a pyramid scheme, ask them if they offer a visa to receive, I don't know, your payments. I'm going to tell you why. A lot of companies that offer visas, I think they'd be legitimate, not pyramid schemes. Why would you want to link up with Visa if you're a pyramid scheme? I don't know, food for thought. You got anything for the people before we get up out of here, baby?
I think the only thing I have left to say is everybody that listened to this podcast tonight need to go back and hit the replay button from start to finish because this was a banger. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think they all bangers, to be honest with you. That's just not me being arrogant.
This one tonight, though, I think the replay button is going to be repeated several times because we really hit some major things, and them gems that was dropped, regardless if there was some comedy in there or not. Go back and listen to this. That's what I said.
I'm done.
I'm out.
I appreciate that, babe. And everybody that came in late or watched the whole thing, I appreciate the love. I really do. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's what I said. Take your opportunities and listen to the people that make you laugh, inspire you, want to see you grow and be successful. If you're not listening to those people, what you doing? Because when you come on the That's What I Said podcast, you already know you coming to get this work. So peace and love to y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. Love on each other because each other is all we got. We out of here like swimwear or some other shit that we ain't got on. Peace and love, y'all. We out.
That's what he said with Cedric D. Sanders.
Bitch, what?